Hello and welcome to TPW. I am Pepperjack alongside Han, and what a show we have planned for you today. It's our home show as always, and we have so much things planned, but one of them is Destroyer specifically wanted to talk to the TPW fans. They've been asking week after week after Jake kicked him out of the faces and they attacked him backstage. What will happen moving forward to Extravaganza? What is this big plan Jake is talking about? Hopefully we'll get some answers tonight from Destroyer and what his side is on the story. Well, that's why we have him in the ring. So we'll hear from him right now is the king of the microphone, who is Destroyer. TPW fans, and the ones watching at home as well, welcome to TPW. And what an exhilarating ride we have heading into Extravaganza. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, Destroyer, why are you out here? Why are you even talking to us like as if you were people that you liked or even acknowledged? Well, to be honest with you guys, a reality set in once I was attacked by the faces, especially since I barely made it out with my career in that attack. And I can admit that they are getting stronger, especially with their new coordination that they have. But I will not admit that they are a threat here in TPW. We've had so many factions come through here and think that they can just waltz in here and take over TPW. Let me bring it back some history for those of you who don't know about the factions we've had here in TPW. Just to name a few, we've had the Corporation, which was the Ram and his corporation side of things in the company. One of them who was aligned with the Ram at that time was Danger. And then later on, a couple others joined, as we know, though some of us know, but the main purpose of that faction was to take over TPW with the rules set only by the Ram, because he is the owner of TPW, but that was in a past life, as they would say. That was when we were first starting in TPW, a little bit after. But anyways, that's one faction that thought they could take over because they had power. What happened to them? They failed. They could not move forward because I believe at the time, if I'm remembering correctly, because I was around 10 years old at that time, the people who stopped that faction was Razor and an unlikely team that he formed to face them. And they won. And they eliminated, for that time, the Corporation. Thinking of another faction that went through here in TPW that some of you might know, some of you might not know. is a faction made by Chuckles, which was brief. It was the Laugh Factory. With that faction, it was more brutality. You never knew when they were gonna strike, and they attacked from out of nowhere. What happened to them? Very simple. They didn't last very long because they didn't have a set plan. They had just destruction on their mind. And I can keep going on and on with many different factions that came in through here, like I said, and tried to dominate here in TPW. But the thing is it takes more than a group of people to overcome TPW. In general, it takes a smart, intelligent man or woman to confidently say they can take over this company and execute a plan that will happen to take over TPW. I had that vision, honestly. To be honest with you guys, that Faces team I made was to dominate TPW in a way that no other faction has done before. And I honestly chose the wrong people. I chose the people that I thought I could trust, and they ended up stabbing me in the back. Hence why I'm here championshipless. Hence why I'm here half broken. And another thing is why I'm here is to talk about, besides my whole lash out with the Faces, I already know I'm out of the team. There's no way I'm going back after what happened. My focus now is the World Championship and regaining it back at Extravaganza against Razor. Razor has a full plate. He's gonna face me and Shibata in the same 2 nights. Well, night 1 he'd face me, night 2 he'd face Shibata. And like I said before, to Shibata, to you guys, to even Razor, now that my focus is away from the Faces, I can focus more on my training. I can focus on how am I going to take that title back from Razor. And honestly, Jake says he has this big plan, this big turnout plan, which I don't think it was attacking me only, that plan was set in motion. Maybe it was a part of his plan, so that he could take me out permanently, so I wouldn't have been able to compete at Extravaganza. Who knows what his long-term goal is. But to be honest with each and every one of you, it's going to take a lot more to take me out than a team backstage throwing me through glass or throwing me on top of slabs of wood. I've been through a lot throughout my career, and I'm not gonna let some young punk who took over my team to think he's on top because he has this whole team with him. All I'm saying is, Jake, you better watch your back, 'cause you never know what could happen moving forward on this road to extravaganza. I believe there's only 3 weeks left until extravaganza, and then so many things could happen before then. Just remember who is the veteran in this company and who is just the rookie. And in this game we call wrestling, it takes two always to tango. Not a group of people, not you intimidating others, just you and me doing this little dance. And one will walk out the superior man. And it won't be you, Jake. It will be me, and I promise you, 100%, that this is not over. Well, some big words again by Destroyer, and definitely not someone you want to mess with, especially you could say he is a veteran here in the company. He's been here since he was 18 years old, started when he was younger, and yeah, I mean, just this road to extravaganza is gonna be amazing moving forward. We still don't know that long-term plan of Jake, neither does Destroyer, but we know Destroyer has a plan to stop whatever Jake's and the Faces are gonna do moving forward. That is one of his big plan is to win back his championship. We'll see if that will happen at extravaganza. But to kick off the show today, we have a big matchup, which you'll see after commercial break. And we'll see that coming up next. So we'll see you soon, folks. Thanks for tuning in here in TPW. We'll see you right after commercial break with some set action here.